Hey, thank you for coming by Tori Magoo 44. This is an unbelievable day. One of the senior people in Scientology has been arrested today. Thank you because of the Australians, because of Senator Xenophon, and mostly because of Carmen, a young lady who was repetitively raped from 7 to 11 years old, and Jan Eastgate, who is the global leader of CCHR, the Citizens Commission on Human Rights, which is Scientology. It's under the umbrella of the Church of Scientology International, and it is set up to try to squash psychiatry. And I feel bad in a sense for Jan because she's one of a million, people that get into it and you get hooked into it and you think you're doing the right thing. But I can't say it enough. There's a point where you know it's not right. And this is to any Scientologist you guys need to start listening to what you know is right. Because when it's not right, covering up somebody being raped is not right. I don't care what your church is. I don't care what your PR is. I don't care how big you think you're helping people. You're not. And that's not right. And it's a good thing she's getting nailed. And I can't thank the Australians enough. Me personally have been affected by CCHR and the technology of it because it's all against psychiatric drugs. I have epilepsy, and they clump that into it, even though it isn't a psychiatric drug. It's a medical condition, and it's a medical drug. But Scientologists are nuts on that, and I lived through it for 30 years, so I know it. I also know now 8 young people that I personally know who've taken their own lives. Now, who knows if maybe they've been on some medication that they needed or gotten some therapy. I know Philip Gale, for one, brilliant young man, helped start Earthlink, jumped out of a 15-story window of MIT on L. Ron Hubbard's birthday. And the kids of MIT put up a website for him in honor of him and said he was very, very depressed, was not getting any help. His mother was a spokesperson for CCHR, Citizens Commission on Human Rights. So how could he get any help, right? It's awful. So it's like, thank you to every single person who takes the time to help expose these abuses of the Church of Scientology. This train is moving, man, and it is hot. This day started today, actually yesterday now, but it started with a phone call from somebody in the C organization of the Church of Scientology who wanted out. Now, years past, took months to get somebody out. I'm on the phone with them, connect them up with somebody else, bada boom, he's out, he's free. So that was the beginning of the day. By about the midday, we'd already helped him. It was like, and that was it. And now I'm on the internet with Australia tonight. And it's just incredible. They kept saying there's something amazing that's happening. And there's more that's coming. So I'm going to post a link because it's called Today Tonight is the show that with Brian Seymour, who has continuously helped expose these kinds of abuses. And I want to thank you guys. It's fantastic. And she was arrested in Sydney, right, for trying to basically obstruct justice. And Carmen, thank you, and your mother for, taking a stand. And as she said, she's speaking out, hoping that more people will. And as Senator Nick Xenophon said, who has helped also tremendously in this whole area with the Church of Scientology and exposing abuses, he is saying, if you have anything, and this is so key because people don't do it, if there's anything that is happening to you by the Church of Scientology or has, report it to the police or the FBI or both, because they are doing an investigation, but they need people to come up and tell their story. You can tell it anonymously, you can tell them you don't want your name in it or anything like that, but you need to tell your story. And if, having been someone who was molested, I can't say it enough. If you are getting molested, tell it to somebody. Tell somebody. Don't keep getting, repetitively, abused. Don't. You have to find somebody that'll listen to you and get it heard. Because for me, I tried to tell my mother, and at the time, she just was like, no. I mean, it wasn't as bad as a lot of people, but it was still bad. It changed the course of my life. And I didn't tell anybody else for years and years and years. And so I can't say it enough. You have to, get help. If your own parents won't help you, find somebody else and get somebody that hears that you need help, okay, and get help. And if you have been abused in any way by this organization, please make sure to report it so that more stuff, because more stuff is coming down the line. This isn't just the only thing. I'm going to post the links down here for the Today Tonight show from Australia, and then also the ex-Scientology thing and the ex-Scientology.net, because that's where I was tonight where we heard it, because they're from Australia. And I really thank all you guys. And the other thing is they are doing a fundraiser to help with some of these things. So if you want to help contribute, plug into that too. I'll put a link on all of this, okay? So there you go. Happy Memorial Day weekend. I know it may not be happy in that it's a heavy subject, but it's one of those things that justice, as Emma said, who runs the ex-Scientology.net board, she said there is just such a wonderful joy to having justice in the evening. And there is. I mean, it was just a wonderful night. We were all together on this chalkboard. It was just so fantastic. And I mean, not that we're happy about what happened, but we're happy that the justice is happening. And also Travolta and Cruz and a lot of their celebrities are all hooked in with Jan Eastgate. And I say to each one of you, start listening to your heart, because this church is not doing good things. And you people are the glue that is keeping it together and keeping people in prison and keeping these things occurring. And you need to step up to the plate and do something about it. And that's to John, and that's to Tom, and that's to any of the other you guys. You know who you are, okay? All right, so there you go. Peace out. Have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend for people here in Los Angeles and in America. And be safe. Stay safe. And I love you all.